cool on your phone?
I do. I'll do that. Now they're going to Nikki. She's at the media staging.
At the hospital?
Hillsborough, Pike, and something. Huh?
That's a police officer.
Yeah.
They were saying the staging area is like this is where they moved the meeting.
Yes. Hey, Neil, yeah, you got me? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Neil, you can hear it in all of our voices. This is just absolutely devastating to learn that at least 3 students, and these are young students, they could be pre-K through 6th grade, have died in this school shooting. And my heart just aches for the parents who are standing steps away from me as they hear this news shortly. We did see about 20 to 30 students being escorted from the school to a safe place. We also do know that the shooter is dead, was taken down by Metro Nashville Police Department. The response has just been absolutely overwhelming. Coming to the scene this morning, cars just flying by, ambulances flying by. The roads were a mess. And at this point, they are waiting around the perimeter here. They've blocked it off. There's parents again standing behind the crime scene tape, which we are also standing directly up against. Just an overwhelming response. People trying to get closer to figure out what exactly happened, figure out how they can be reunited with their loved ones, whether that be a student or a teacher in this building. I've had teachers reaching out to me who work in the Nashville area, again, scared and wondering what is happening. But again, we can tell you that that shooter has been taken down. We do not know details on the shooter, who they were, their gender or their age, but we do know that multiple students have died in the shooting this morning. Very tragic news to report here as we continue to bring you the latest information. Is she here? Yeah. Do you want to know how many? I don't want to talk about it right now, but I'll tell you about it. It's part of the Presbyterian Church. Yes, we can. Jerry, they're coming to us for a live shot.
taking a live pic.
Oh, sorry. Just dial me in whenever you. All right, got it. Can you hear me? All right, briefing in 15 minutes, right? I hope I'm making sense. I don't really know what it's Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. First thing everyone does is they call you quick. Meals in a room.
We don't just like the lap. I go to the stand. Well, he's on his way, so he's probably about 10 minutes out.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, you want to do a stand? And then
Yeah.
stuff to it?
Not using mic here.
You watch my camera, so that's all.
Yeah. Okay, let's set him up here so he has the same. No. Did you tell him no? Good.
Well,
This makes all. They wanted to do that with that background.
I wish.
Good. I'm glad you
I'm
told him that.
not full-time when it was. I had perfect little stand
For the mics? Yeah, I know.
It looked like a cheese grater, but you stick the mics in the holes, 20 of them.
I don't know what he's got. We'll probably set up a light stand and we can maybe just put them all on there if you want. That'll be easier. See what he's got. I don't know if we have tape or something.
I hope so, because I don't know the plan for
Okay,
this
we'll
here.
figure something
I was already
out.
looking for it.
Yeah.
Did you hear the latest?
Yeah.
We chosen two adults.
I don't think I've met you. I'm Nikki.
I'm Nick. Nikki.
Nice to
You can
meet
call
you,
me
Nick.
Nikki too. Nice to meet you. I've seen you on TV.
Ditto.
Andy.
Hey, Andy. Nice to meet you.
I just got Andy's teacher to send me a picture. Can you please send me a picture? I need to see your face.
Put the mics on if you can. But it'll have that. Well, this is good. This way the sun, it's not going to be backlit. This is what we want. It's better than the building.
Okay.
This is
You all are good with it?
Yeah.
But you got counterparts here. You need to alert tell them to get ready. I don't see my miss out.
Hey, look, they snooze, they lose.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I knew this. I kept watching it here. So,
Good deal.
you know, I think it's been sent out to everyone.
Good
If they're
deal.
having a user here in a few minutes. So.
Oh, I do my car. Yeah.
Now, I might could use this. Yeah, I'll use this. I got another one of these.
Here you go. I've got some more right here. You need it?
Let me try this first. I don't know if you want to skewer yours a little more.
They make you guys wear the flags, huh?
Well, no, it's the only mic I got. I don't normally shoot, and this is not my gear. So. But yeah, feel free to.
No, that's all right. Just gotta crop it out of the shot. What do you do for them then?
Special projects producer, usually sports.
Oh, cool.
Which is why I got to this to avoid this.
I don't want to mess up y'all's shots. I do not have one of those fine things. So how?
Find a way. Do you want to tape? Oh, you can't. You don't have a cord, or you want to? I mean, we can find a way for you to hold it. But I don't know. What do you think, Bud? Is there a way-
I have to take mine. I don't have a
Do you have
clamp.
any tape?
I mean, if you're here, I think you're all right.
Yeah, that's what works.
Yeah, if I just need to make sure that I'm not screwing up those shots.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
To the side.
You want me to find some tape for you?
Would it be secure
Oh, yeah.
thereabouts?
I mean,
Hey,
that way you don't
may
have
wanna
to
talk-
hold it.
You may want to just give me and say what's coming up or whatever. I can just show we're here. Yeah, if you want to, that's fine. Don't come to us. So it's going to be Don Aaron. Who else?
Nick, I'm gonna go get that tape. So if you
Yep,
just want
yep.
to stand right there.
Okay, because they're about to come to me.
Sets up and we'll start doing mic checks and stuff like that. So we'll try to lessen.
Yeah, we are just in preparation now for a news conference that's supposed to begin here at the staging area sometime within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Metro Police Don Aaron, I think, is just about to arrive, so hopefully we'll have a lot of these questions answered for you. We'll be carrying that, of course, live as soon as it begins. But again, I'm here at Hillsborough Road and Burton Hills Road, and I heard what you were both discussing about how this shooter perhaps made it into the school. Some of the individuals we've talked to that have walked their way down from the school tell us the same thing. Now, this has not been confirmed by law enforcement, but that the shooter made his way in, or her way in, I guess we don't have an ID on that individual yet, by shooting through one of the locked doors and shattering the glass, making the way in at that point. And again, we don't have confirmation yet whether or not the deceased adults, one of them is the shooter or not, but we know now the total death toll is at 5, and still a lot of questions remain. They have the area still blocked off. You hear the helicopters overhead. No one making their way up and down Hillsborough Road along this stretch, or Burton Hills Road. It remains closed off. We did see several of the school buses loaded with children making their way from Covenant School to the area to be reunited with their parents down a distance here at Woodmont Church. But beyond that now, it sounds to me like the school itself is becoming a crime scene where they've kind of locked it down and the investigations continue. But the students and staff and faculty now are being evacuated out of that area. But a lot more detail to come, and we're going to stand by here. We'll make sure to break in as soon and let you know as soon as Don Aaron joins us to answer a lot of these questions. That should be coming up in the next few minutes. So we'll send it back to you, Vicki.
The nice security guard in this building said that the police officers can use the bathroom immediately. I swear to God.
You really have to, you don't wear the pants? Because on these things.
No, I got a car door. I open that car door up and I just 60 years old.
You're kind of an arm. So if you hear me walk over, if I say Don Aaron's not about to start, then I'll just shut up.
If you don't give me their shot, just stand like right here. And
No, I don't have to be on camera. Okay, I can be off camera. I'll just say Nick Barris live. No, well then, okay, so they say there's 2 adults that died. I thought one of them would be the shooter, but maybe not. Maybe it.
Is there anybody else that needs to check a mic?
Check. I'll take one.
Mic check. Mic check. Anybody else need a mic check?
I don't know where I'm going to put this thing.
We will
in.
try to
I don't have a clip.
streamline it as best we can.
How much longer before we go?
Minutes.
Okay.
Minutes.
I'm going to lower that so it's just not.
Well, most of your people speaking will be taller than I am, so.
Well, no, I'm trying to avoid the big
Okay.
mic flags.
All right, good deal. All right.
I'll just leave my wireless up there.
All right. Good deal. checks, we'll be good. Somebody say they need a mic check?
I need to make sure, am I in y'all shots?
That's good? Okay.
No, you're fine.
Good deal. All right.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'll tell him that. I mean, yeah, I'll just say that it's not clear. I don't want to. No, I mean. Oh yeah, I got permission.
Yeah, like I was there and then I literally
We'll be starting momentarily. Is there any other last minute mic checks that we need to do? Is everybody good on mics? Okay, thank you. We'll be starting momentarily. Mic checks.
yeah, that's about where I'm at. Something to put this on. You don't have to park and run.
No, we were just doing a live show, I think. I honestly don't know what it just went live for. It was live or something.
I do. It's in my bag.
My work.
Oh, so he's just getting his notes straight. Okay. I'm gonna let them know when they can see this stuff out.
We're getting ready for press conference. Okay. Oh, well, we're waiting for the press conference to start. Do you want us to get that? Because we're waiting for the, like, we have the mic set up now. Can I get a mic to go on for now? He has to get, hold on.
I'm Don Aaron with the Nashville Police Department. I'm going to give you a law enforcement overview of what's happened this morning. With me is Kendra Loney from the Nashville Fire Department, who will talk about the fire department's actions in regard to this morning's call. This is going to be a brief update as to what has occurred. There will be more from this spot later in the morning with Chief John Drake and others. At 10:13 this morning, the police department received a call of an active shooter inside Covenant School, Covenant Presbyterian Church. The police department response was swift. Officers entered the first story of the school, began clearing it. They heard shots coming from the second level. They immediately went to the gunfire. When the officers got to the second level, they saw a shooter, a female, who was firing. The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers. There was a 5-member team who was on the second floor at that time. 2 individuals from that 5-member team opened fire on the shooter. We know at this point that this shooter is a female. She appears to be in her teens, although her identification has not been confirmed at this juncture. We know that she was armed with at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun. We are efforting now to identify her. She entered the school through a side entrance and traversed her way from the first floor to the second floor, firing multiple shots. We now know that there are 3 students who were fatally wounded, as well as 3 adults inside the school. We are working to identify those victims. Including the shooter, a total of 7 persons were killed as a result of this morning's incident at the school. By 10:27, the shooter was deceased. The officers had engaged the shooter by 10:27, and she was deceased. Again, I said the first call came in at 10:13 this morning. We'll have more details to give you later in the morning. Chief Drake will be here in a bit. Now, Kendra Loney from Nashville Fire.
Fire department crews are dispatched for active shooter incidents as well, for medical support, but also for an RTF response, which is a rescue task force response to go in alongside of MNPD response. Our crews were right there on the scene to provide medical aid to any survivors, but also be there for victims so that we could try life-saving efforts in this case. So we went in as soon as it was safe for our responders to do so, to try to provide life-saving efforts for those that were impacted by this incident and this tragedy. Our crews were able to be on scene to pull out those that had viable signs of life, those that were still showing the option to be saved, and we did make transport of 3 individuals and 3 children, and then 2 adults that were taken from the scene. Our crews then set up a reunification unit. That reunification unit is at 2100 Woodmont Boulevard. That's where parents can go to be reunited with their children. All of the remaining students were able to be escorted out of the building with faculty and staff. We're not sure about the processes that they had in place, but we were on scene to help them mitigate anyone from seeing exactly what else was going on, but we're sure that they heard the chaos that was surrounding this. So we do have mental health specialists and professionals that are at that reunification site for both the students and the families that are going to be affected by this today. Our OEM units were able to provide buses to make transport from the Covenant School to the reunification site. We had one bus that carried 74 students and faculty staff members to the reunification site, and an additional bus that had 34 students on them. So all of those persons were carried. It was difficult for us to kind of identify who was just there as part of staff for the church versus who was there for the school, because it's all housed in one building. But at this time, we were able to get that number of persons transported out of the building and into that reunification site. So that is where parents can go to be reunited with their students. There is a hotline being set up for parents to call, but right now that is where they should go, 2100 Woodmont Boulevard, which is Woodmont Baptist Church. Additionally, we do have a debriefing site set up for on-staff or personnel who are working this incident, and there are mental health professionals set up there for them as well. There was one police officer that was injured with a hand injury as a result of making an attack on this incident. But other than that, there have been no additional injuries to first responders or personnel responding to this. And as Don mentioned earlier, we will have further updates coming later on in the afternoon.
So on a typical day, there would be about 209 students inside the school and approximately 40 to 50 staff members, about 42 staff members. I'll take just a couple of questions before we go back.
Clear. So the 7 dead, and then nature of injuries, how many injured, do you know? That maybe you're being treated still, or injuries? I know the first responders weren't. But
An officer had a wound from cut glass. That is the only other injury that I'm aware of.
Do we know if the injuries to the students, are they critical or to another condition?
The 3 students are deceased. The 3 students who were shot are deceased. 3 staff members who were shot are deceased. That's a total of 6 victims. And then you have the shooter who was engaged by 2 of our police officers, part of a 5-member team, and she is deceased, for a total of 7 individuals. There are no other gunshot victims, non-lethal, that I'm aware of at present.
Do you know how many people were shot? Do you know how many people were shot before the police engaged the shooter?
No.
Did you know if they shot anyone after they engaged the shooter? Do you know if the shooter was able to shoot anyone else?
Does the shooter have any connection to the school that we know of?
We do not know who she is at this juncture. We're trying to identify her. She does appear to be in her teens. Again, with 2 assault-type rifles and at least 1 pistol.
Do we know if there was a lot of previous recent incidents that police had come to the school or the church?
No, I'm not.
Was there an SRO or an SXO working at the school?
No, this is a church that operates a private school. There was no Metro Police personnel assigned to that building at any time.
Don, do you know if either of the 2 adults that were shot maybe confronted the gun?
You said 2?
Yeah, the adults that were
No,
shot.
there are a total of 3 adults.
3 adults.
3 adults who have been fatally wounded.
Okay, and one of them being the shooter?
No.
No, okay, so 3 total. Do you
So
know
let me go over this again.
Okay.
You have a total of 6 victims, 3 students who are deceased, and 3 adult staff members from the school who are deceased. The shooter herself makes 7.
Do you know if one of the 3 adults maybe confronted her?
I do not. There is video from the school that we are viewing now to try to learn exactly how all of this happened.
Can you say where the victims were located? Were they in the hallway, in a classroom?
I cannot at this juncture. As you know, 5 of the 6 were transported. So we will get that information later in the day.
Did police engage with the shooter inside a classroom or in the hallway? Do we know the location?
It is an upper level part of the school. It's kind of a lobby type area. It was not in a classroom per se. All right, we'll be back shortly with more detail. We'll tweet out, give you a 15-minute or so notice before the next one, okay? Thanks.
Aren't you guys tired of covering this? Aren't you guys tired of being here and having to cover all of these mass shootings? I'm from Highland Park, Illinois. My son and I survived a mass shooting over the summer. I am in Tennessee on a family vacation with my son, visiting my sister-in-law. I have been lobbying in D.C. since we survived a mass shooting in July. I have met with over 130 lawmakers. How is this still happening? How are our children still dying, and why are we failing them? Gun violence is the #1 killer of children and teens. It has overtaken cars. Assault weapons are contributing to the border crisis and fentanyl. We are arming cartels with our guns and our loose gun laws, and these shootings and these mass shootings will continue to happen until our lawmakers step up and pass gun safety legislation. I'm pretty sure this was an unsecured weapon that this teenager got a hold of. We can't even pass gun safety, like safe storage laws in this country to protect kids from getting a hold of weapons that they shoot each other with. Aren't you guys tired of this? Are you guys sick of it? We have to do something. We'll all have to call our lawmakers, and we all have to make our lawmakers make change now, or this is going to keep happening, and it's going to be your kid and your kid and your kid and your kid next, because it's just a matter of time.
Can you say and spell your full name for me?
Ashby Beasley.
Can you spell that?
Ashby, it's A-S-H, B like boy, E-Y, B-E-A-S-L-E-Y.
And what was the incident you were...
It was the mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois.
Okay.
Where there was a gunman who opened fire on a 4th of July parade that my son and I were at, and we ran. And this is just, it's got to stop. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure this was probably an unsecured gun. I'm sure the gun was probably bought legally by someone who went in and bought it and did everything they were supposed to do, and then they didn't secure it properly, because that's statistically how it happens.
If they come to us again.
Yeah. I'm done. I literally just came from a rally in D.C. that was put on by Sandy Hook students. Students who survived Sandy Hook just put on a thing called Generation Lockdown to urge lawmakers. Pelosi spoke at it. Like, I mean, here we are, like days later. I'm on vacation. This is my friend. Her son just killed in the Waffle House shooting. Her son was killed in the Waffle House shooting. I was going to see her. What children
have been waiting for. I know you are so as excited as I am in this moment. Friends, it is my great honor to introduce to you our final but incredible speaker, who we are so lucky to have with us this afternoon. Jill is one of my personal heroes, and I think you'll really enjoy hearing from her too. You might know her as a community college educator, as a military mother, as a grandmother, and as an author, and I'm going to add as a champion for the United States of America. Thank you. But you certainly know her as our current First Lady. Everyone, please give it up for our one and only First Lady of the United States of America, Dr. Jill.